Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Let's see. That's probably a little bit better. I'm wearing my France soccer shirt, football shirt. Okay, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 6:26 a.m.
Great. And Alexa, what is the date? Alexa, what is the date?
It's Saturday, June 25th.
Great. And Alexa, what is today's weather forecast?
Currently, in Pahrump, it's 65 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 102 degrees and a low of 65 degrees.
Okay, so I have a big day today. Yesterday was a big day. We have our first veteran from Salvation Army, John Mazzelli, 89-year-old tough old coot. So the good news is he likes to read, he's self-sufficient, likes to cook, and guess what? Boom, we can do all of those things. Yesterday, the AA meeting, the oldest AA meeting in Pahrump, was held here again. And I think there were 10 people here, and it's also online. They said it was a great meeting, and they even made a donation to us. So that's kind of cool. Very small. Really small. But it's the thought. And we appreciate them being here and the service they do. And it's just another thing we can do to help people. I plan to be in Henderson today to speak to some of our people, hopefully meet with Anna and Charlene, maybe have some dinner. Hopefully Jeff can be there, maybe Greg. Who knows? Any other interested parties can certainly join. I want to acknowledge and thank the people who stepped up yesterday. Today, I guess this weekend, Jeff has everybody moving out of 3. And Justin Dolliver, as part of his penance and show of good faith that he's actually committed to the program to cure the wrongs and right the deeds, is going to clean apartment number 3 for our next Salvation Army veteran. And so it's a big day out here and down there. And I think it's one of those Jerry Maguire moments where we should also add this to our daily videos. It's good to be alive. Probably say it with more energy than that. But there we go. So that plus morning coffee, which was donated by Carl and Jeannie. And yesterday was an historic day in this country. We'll see what's going to happen. I think we should look at it this way. This is a quote from Winston Churchill. Now, this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. What? So we've had a lot of things happen in the last couple of years from 2020 with COVID. Things are really on track with President Trump as a president, as a person who is leading the country into prosperity. I'm not talking about personal things. Sometimes, always you should use the right tool for the need. And President Trump was the right tool when it came to the economy and our standing in the world, and world peace and stability. All of those things are now eroding. So, a lot of things have happened. the world, there's a lot more VUCA going on. And yesterday was yet another example with the end of Roe v. Wade. The end of Roe v. Wade only means that women, that it's left up to the states to decide, as it was before. And if you read Justice Alito's opinion, you see that before Roe v. Wade, throughout the history of the world, abortion was always illegal. It was not something that was condoned in democratic countries. Communist countries don't really seem to have a problem with it because it's a way to control population, right? And control people. But in the West, abortion has always been bad, and it was up to states. The only thing that occurred yesterday was it is once again left up to states to decide whether they want to the democratic process. And since more and more women are becoming elected, Nevada has a majority of women in the Senate and in the Assembly. If there are more women elected, you don't have to worry about abortion. So the decision just made it an issue that the states decide. It's not a federal issue. On the other hand, it's kind of interesting to have two arguments. One is that people have a right, or women have a right to decide about their body. Oops, except when it comes to mandates like vaccines and masks. What happened to the right to decide my body? I don't want a vaccination. My body, I don't want to have to wear a mask, etc. And it turns out from the CDC's own website, masks are meant to protect you, masks are meant to protect the other person, not you. So if you have it, a mask will help stop the spread. It will not protect you from getting it. They're not designed to do that. The masks that people commonly wear are not designed to do that. However, the government apparently has the right to mandate that people must be vaccinated. So what happens to personal autonomy? Anyway, big day, new day in the world. This is not the end. It's not even the beginning of the end. It is the end of the beginning. So we will see where our world takes us now. What is the point? Well, Nancy Kane, Professor Dr. Nancy Kane would say, we need to have more wisdom. We need to be able to take less information and be able to deal with the VUCA in the world, the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. There's no doubt in the last 10 years, VUCA has increased dramatically. Across the board, VUCA has increased dramatically. The question is, where is it going? We don't know. We don't know where it's going. But we know, or we should believe from Nancy Kane, if we do not have wisdom, we are going to be making a lot of mistakes. And the mistakes are going to compound, and it's going to get really bad. Thus, it becomes even more important to have stable, meaningful, and livable wage employment. And the key to that is education. If you stake your future on a job and the job goes away through no fault of your own, what's the result? You're probably not prepared for another job. Education is the important. Learning how to think, not what to think. Learning how to think is the key. So let's see what Seth Godin has to say. But what's your budget? This can be an uncomfortable question, not because any of us have unlimited time and unlimited money, but because it puts us on the spot in a few ways. Number one, are you able to understand the project well enough to put boundaries around it? If you don't, are you aware enough to announce that you will need to learn so that you can? 2, are you willing to be on the hook for managing the work so that you'll be on time and on budget? 3, are you comfortable enough with your vendors and your team to accept responsibility for work you're asking them to do? 4, are you a perfectionist unwilling to ship the work until someone is finally so frustrated, cornered, or broke that they pry it from your hands? 5, the flip side. You can embrace the fact that no project is perfect and that by creating a budget, you're leaning into boundaries that make you a professional when you do the work. Too often we'd rather say, I'll know it when I see it. It's too important to compromise. You're sucking all the fun out of it. The contractors won't work with a budget, and don't you want it to be good? But the best work regularly ships on time and on budget. The best work regularly ships on time and on budget. Okay, so here's a couple things. This is an uncomfortable question. Okay, so are you able to understand the project well enough to put boundaries around it? If you don't, are you aware enough to announce that you will need to learn that you can? Are you willing to be on the hook for the work? Are you comfortable enough with your vendors and your team to accept responsibility for your work you're asking them to do, for work you're asking them to do? Are you a perfectionist unwilling to ship? See, number 4 gets me, and these are below in the notes. Number 4 gets me. Are you a perfectionist unwilling to ship the work until someone is finally frustrated, cornered, or broke? They pry it from your hands. Flip side, you can embrace the fact that no project is perfect, and by creating a budget, you're leaning into boundaries that make you a professional when you do this work. Okay, so what is this saying? It seems like it's saying the best work regularly ships on time and on budget. Don't make excuses for exceeding the budget or the time. That's what professionals do, is they ship on time and on budget. If you want to be a professional, that's what you need to do. Okay, so thank you, Seth, for that career advice, career services. As for everyone else, okay, Jeffrey Morgan, good morning. We're in Gene, waiting for Greg to go to his plane for the big jump. Okay, everyone, Greg is going to be skydiving today. Please make sure to take pictures. I know this is a fun thing. It'd be interesting to see what it's like now. I did my first skydive almost 40 years ago. It was a little bit different, perhaps, much cruder, much simpler, probably lower altitude than Greg. It's a thing Greg will not forget if he's never done it before. My experience of it was really loud until you jump. And then when you jump, it's loud for a few seconds as the parachute thankfully unfurls. And then it's really quiet, really, really quiet. I made the mistake of trying to get down fast, where what I should have done, I was aiming for the target. There's a target on the ground. And instead of going wide and slow, I focused on the target, which they convince you to do. My unsolicited suggestion would be to enjoy the ride. Take it for as long as you can. You might have somebody strapped to your back, so they might be in control. When I did it, I didn't have anybody strapped to my back, and so I could do whatever I wanted. But I would say enjoy the ride. If it's by yourself, I think that'd be even better, but it's really cool. And good job, Greg. So I think everybody should acknowledge the good work that Greg does, always steady, getting things done. So good job. And with that, yesterday was the only easy day. Let's try to make something happen. Jeff, I will call you later. And with that, should we say cut? Okay, cut.